Gotta bring the dessert for one of the best games in the Mountain West, where I do it the best. This one is Oregon State coming on over to Fresno State in the hot heat over there.
Yeah,
It's gonna be ridiculous. But I'm not capping weather in this one. I'm totally looking at the two teams. Number been jumping up and down. Seen it at a pick 'em at one point. It's probably set at pick 'em right now. But very interesting game. Oregon State on their opener looked very good. As I went back and looked over, the write-ups on Oregon State going in, and if this could do that, then they should do this and all. And everything is working on all cylinders. The rebuild that they're doing on defense. They added a assistant coordinator to the mix, and that's working well for them. The secondary was working well. Just a very good look from Oregon State in their opener. Looks like they may be on the right track, but they did struggle on offense. Nolan, 2 touchdowns, 2 interception, but this is a run-first team anyhow, so they are willing to run the ball on you. And they're going to be playing this Fresno State team, who I have a big question for. Last week, they had 549 yards for only 35 points versus Cal Poly. Now, I did hear whispers saying that the team the JC team that won the state championship came from that area, and several players ended up on that Cal Poly team, and they were one to watch out for. So it was one of the games I had an edge on, but I forgot I would listen to some stuff and everything, but I didn't see it with my own eyes. So I didn't really put it out there like that. But that was something that I heard, that they acquired some players from this fabulous team and they're going to work well. I looked at for them to close gaps in games and cover. And that's exactly what they did against this Fresno State team, who I don't believe in too much. They're like my 4th team. Well, they're probably going to go up to 3rd now because Boise State really didn't look good. But we don't know if Boise State really didn't look good, or did they really get outplayed on the field.
When they had like 6 turnovers in that game or something like that, a bunch of turnovers.
And then Brockmeyer went down, and the new guy that came in, I kind of like the new guy, to tell you the truth. He was a lot more mobile, not such a passer as Hainer, but they could be okay. They could be a good look on Boise State because everybody think with Hank out, then it's going to be an issue. But I think they could hit the ground rolling with this new guy. And sometimes that's what it takes to change things in teams. Player gets injured. Yeah, a little
early spark though, man. First game of the season out.
Yeah, and that's a guy that's a 3rd-year senior, I believe. But Fresno State, like I said, they really didn't look good to me coming out. I believe there's probably issues with players truly buying into Hainer coming back after he threatened to leave behind the other coach, and then Tedford coming back to Fresno State. How can they just go right into being? I mean, they ain't like they won the Mountain West or anything much last year like that. And what makes you think this guy's gonna come from chilling out and jump right over here and pick things up and just grab them and go? This is a good opportunity for the Pac-12 to gain some ground on the Mountain West, because the Mountain West through the past years, and even in some of the captains of these games, the first thing they mention is, especially like San Diego State, they tear the Pac-12 up. A couple Mountain West teams got pretty good records versus the Pac-12. This is a spot for probably is going to be one of the hotter teams in the Pac-12, Oregon State, to be like a sleeper team coming up through the ranks this year, and they're going to show everybody in this game right here versus Fresno State, who's supposed to have the best quarterback. Hainer's probably going to be on the NFL team someday, but I don't think his team is following. Replacing Ronnie Rivers is a big thing because he caught the ball out of the backfield as well as ran the ball well, so that's like a dual threat. So it's kind of hard to replace those kind of guys. And it's going to take a little time for Fresno State. Go ahead and get us to the Pac-12, and you still can straighten it out for the number 3 or number 4 spot in the Mountain West. So I'm taking Oregon State money line, however it go. I'm taking the money line, and I'm taking the under 61.5 in this one. I really like the under in this one. I think both teams, it's one of those things where on paper they look one way, but in real actuality, they have to play defense. They have to run the ball. They have to do these certain things in games that's going to really slow this thing down. So I think that this one's going to go under, probably by far. It's probably going to be a really tight game right here between these two teams. But that's what I'm taking right here.
The line shows it. I mean, the line definitely shows it. Tight game. And after that big game they had in Corvallis, I mean, I'm not a Mountain West guy by no means, but I always lean on you for that kind of stuff. But you're looking from Oregon State coming away from Corvallis, you feel pretty comfortable with them, taking their stuff back on the road and going against a Fresno that might be a little, I'm not gonna say undermanned, but maybe overmatched a little bit in your book. That's what you like.
Absolutely, that's where I'm at with it, and I think that
and I like the total. I do agree with you on the total. I like that look. Under. I think like 50 or low 50s, something like that, mid 50s, low 50s, 60s big over
there. Yeah. I think the defense is going to show up, especially for Oregon State, because they know. I mean, they're going to know this guy's going to try to pass them. They want to try to force them to run the ball. They want to try to keep the game in front of them, and then they don't want to make any more mistakes. They're going to have to try to clean up the fact that the quarterback threw 2 interceptions last week. So ball control is going to be very important. They're going to run the ball when possible. And Fresno State is open for the run on defense all day, so under in that one in Oregon State, that's it for me.
Well, I think that's it, right? You gave the dessert. You started out with the appetizer. We kind of had some, something to chew on in between. Now you finished up with dessert. So is that it, man? Are we about done with the show?
We're about done, man, unless there's any other things you want to add on.